Hello and welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. In our last episode, we added a research module into the rocket because we should have done that all along. And we also messed with the automation for this a little bit. Just do a small recap because I also want to use this slightly differently, or slightly additionally, I should say. So, we have our space scanner, and that is watching for this rocket to return, and we have a rocket that is telling us when its checklist is complete, and it's complete when Alana hops into the command module. There she goes, and it just completed. So you saw this line goes green. That turns this OR gate on and negates the signal and closes or opens, I guess, or retracts. That's the best way to write it there, which is how it's written, by the way. That retracts these gantries. I'm pausing it so that we don't proceed too much because I want to launch this during this cycle, and if we proceed too far, then I won't be able to. That retracts the gantries, and we can also use this signal to make sure that these doors get opened up. Actually, wait a minute. Yes, also use this signal to make sure these doors get opened up here, which I will extend that after the fact. And that makes sure that these doors are open. These 4 doors here that are above this rocket are open before we allow the rocket to, or before the rocket lands, so that the rocket doesn't tear through these 4 doors, or rather just these 2 doors, honestly. I probably will change this at some point. That way the rocket doesn't tear through these 2 doors and destroy everything in its path. And then we have to repair the doors. The other circuit here takes the negative of the command capsule being ready, which basically means that the command capsule is not ready, turns this one green. This one goes green when the space scanner detects the rocket, because the space scanner is going to detect the rocket here momentarily as soon as we launch it. But we obviously don't want it to detect the rocket when it's launching. We want it to detect the rocket when it's landing. So because the rocket's already here when it's launching, so we know it's here. We have the signal from the capsule. And if you remember, I think it was in the last episode, we actually had a problem with that when the rocket launched. So this one ands together that negated signal from this. So if the rocket is not here and this space scanner detects the rocket, which is here, then run this automated notifier that tells us that it's rocket time. And that will pause the game. That way I can make sure that everything is copacetic over here with the doors and everything before the rocket crashes through them. And the doors will, of course, be opened here by this signal eventually, just like the gantries are. And I need to negate this signal, by the way. Just like the gantries are closed, the doors need to be open. When the gantries are retracted, the doors need to be opened. So we will output this signal, the negative of this signal, the not of this signal, into this input and delete this this switch, and the automation should handle the operation of the doors as well as the operation of the gantries, if all works correctly. So let's let Lana take off here. The doors are closed though because we must have an incoming meteor shower. So I can open the doors manually because again, we don't have the signal connected yet. And then I can launch Lana. Okay, they're done, and we will launch her toward this. We'll get the next 2 researches done, and then I can close the switch as soon as she gets out of here. Beat it. There we go. So I can delete this now, and I can put in a. See, the gantries just retracted because. Or just extended, I should say, because this signal went red, because the rocket's now gone from the map. But they will retract again once this detects that the rocket is on its way. So that's fine, it works out. That also lets me do any sort of maintenance that I want to do within range, like if I wanted to adjust these automation wires, or later on if I wanted to adjust some piping or something with some of the later buildings, I can do that. Let's put this in there. And then we'll do this signal here. Why is this wire red? And they're not going to be able to reach all of that, I don't think. Yeah, some of it's not reachable. So we'll put a ladder there so they can reach it. I think it maybe just because it doesn't have an output connection, an output wire. Probably. Hopefully. That's the end of the cycle, which is, again, why I want to do this. Okay, so the research is complete on the cargo... Excuse me, sorry. On the cargo bay. And so now we can set up another research. So we have the cargo bay, which means I will probably add it into the next rocket launch, at least in theory. And I'm going to go ahead and start the research for hydrocarbon combustion. We do have petroleum to feed into the petroleum engine. We do have solid oxidizer, which we're going to use shortly for the solid fuel thruster. But we're going to continue using the steam engine here for a little while because we need to do that research yet. And so also after the last episode, I put the rest of these solar panels in. I can continue these a little bit more in this direction, at least until they get to be underneath, up to about this point. Assuming that I'm probably going to stop when I hit abyssite, so however that ends up working out. And then over here I can do the same thing. Can I get it to show me the thing? Thank you. I can continue doing the same thing probably down again till abyssite, which is actually quite a way. And I might even be able to just kind of start following the curve a little bit here and exposing a little bit more of the solar panel, but making that worth it. But I need to mine all of this granite and regolith and mafic rock out of here before I can possibly do that. So that's pending, assuming all of this works. Finally, a comment on, I think it was on the video two videos ago. No, actually it was on... It was on yesterday's video, I think. A comment by IntelliDoof that explained why this valve was overheating, even though it was making contact with the temp shift plate. And that's because there actually isn't contact with this temp shift plate. The temp shift plate has contact only with liquids and gases in its 8-tile radius, 8-tile circle. Anything else, by the way, I'm going to slow the speed down to medium just so that we don't skip too much stuff. Anything else isn't actually being cooled, at least not well. So what I did here is I adjusted the pipe only on this setup here. The other three, the two in the middle and then the one on the far end, I didn't change yet. I wanted to see how this one worked because this one was the one that was constantly overheating. I changed the pipes. Instead of the pipe coming across here like this and then across here, I zigzagged it down and out. And I could have gone straight across here, but I wanted it to come back up here and help keep this stuff right here cool. I think it makes a difference. Maybe it doesn't, but it's also 2 extra pieces of copper radiant pipes, so it's not that much. It's just a little bit of copper, and we have basically infinite amount coming out of the volcano. So I was able then to move this valve down 1 whole tile. And that puts that valve setting in the petroleum that it is letting get through to dribble out of this, which is making a huge difference, I hope, in the temperature of it. It is. The liquid valve has a temperature of right now about 223. The temp shift plate has a temperature right now of about 223. And the petroleum in the pipe is a little bit cooler at about between 210 and 220, it looks like. So, and then the conductive wire is super hot because the conductive wire is getting is sharing its heat a few tiles long based on what's up against the conductive wire, that was the experience we were getting too, by the way, with the liquid valve. So the conductive wire here in the petroleum has the same temperature as the petroleum. Exactly. The piece just above it is much, much hotter, 268 degrees Celsius. And then the piece above that is 276, and the piece above that is 269, and the piece above that is at 15C because when it was built, none of the regolith ever fell to stay in front of it. So that's why that cools off immediately like that, because even though it's made out of copper, and copper is a very good conductor of heat, not in this game. It doesn't matter. So once you get past that one tile depth, it's right back down to basically 15 degrees C, which is where it was built at. Okay, so that one's working. If this stays good for a while, and I remember to do it, I'll go and edit the other 3 to move them all down one tile. But it, of course, requires adjusting the pipe path, and so it's not a small amount of work. And I wanted to do this off camera because I wanted to fiddle with it a little bit and make sure that it would work out without having to waste time on it, even though I just spent 3 or 4 minutes explaining it. Lana is about halfway through her trip, and so today I want to kind of check over some stuff. Steel, we're of course short on lime again because we're short on fossil again. Let's come down here and keep mining. I did build this ladder so that we could mine the next batch of tiles out here. Let's take out another block of them here. And hopefully I can make this work well. Maybe we don't do it there. Maybe we do it... Leave that one there. And those there like that. And I don't have to build so many ladders. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I will have to build some ladders right here. Oh, jeez. My voice is all messed up today. Sorry about that. I did just eat, so that's more than likely the issue. But that should be good. Someone should hopefully... Yep, here comes Pedro. Welcome to the party. Thank you for digging. And then, of course, that gives us another chunk of petroleum here, or crude oil here, rather, for our later petroleum uses. Although we have a decent-sized lake of crude oil here. And it's only going to grow, and when it starts to diminish, then I can just start using the reservoirs. We are still maintaining our full reservoir of petroleum. I could make that worth more, but it's not that big of a deal. Or make that hold more, but it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so this is working. This should be kind of pushing out as well, normalizing, equalizing a little bit. And pushing out this way and running down here. I like that crude oil, by the way, has some viscosity to it. And it doesn't, like, immediately level out. I think water, though, has a similar viscosity in the game, and probably all fluids. But at least it looks kind of right for something like crude oil that would be a highly viscous fluid anyway. Okay, so we did get some fossil out of the deal. That's good. Hopefully someone will haul it up here and put it in here. Oh, there is a little bit in there. Okay, good. I think they might have just brought that up here. Let's see. The other stuff that I wanted to work on today is bedrooms. We have been building the bedrooms for the cots, and I want to start making the comfy beds. Let's check Lana's state here. She's got another cycle, so I need to try and catch that. And printables, we'll take the gold amalgam by default, because as I'm fiddling with these beds, I definitely don't want any more shenanigans. Heat, temperature here. These rooms are pretty warm, but they're not too bad. I could probably do some cooling loop or something up here if I needed to. We had this loop already, so I could bring it up here to cool this stuff down a little bit. The problem is going to be that it's quite cold. Well, no, actually not. It's 15 degrees. So maybe I should extend that cooling loop up here just to even just like loop through here and then back through here and make these 3 rooms, bedrooms that are kind of cool. So let's go to furniture and the comfy bed. These are made out of plastic. We have 12,600 plastic available. So we want to make some comfy beds. And these are 4 wide. We have 16 total tiles. So and I'm already using 2 for the statues. So I think I want to do like 3 beds in these. Pretend that there's a 3rd bed right here. And then I think I will do a statue maybe in between each one. Or I could do something else in between them. Let's look at what other furniture we can do. Don't need lamps. Don't need ceiling lights. Sun lamp. We should play with the sun lamp at some point. Oh, we need to build an arcade cabinet too at some point. Okay. ADD Wally. Beach chair, we'll do that with the sun lamp. Oh, the vertical wind tunnel, we need to play with that too. These are all these things I need to play with. We could do arrow pots. Yes, we should do arrow pots, I think. Arrow pots can be made out of diamond. And they have a decor of 10, and then you can put a plant in them, and we'll do like the mirth thing or whatever. They're basically the upgraded version of the hanging pots. The hanging pot doesn't actually have any decor of itself, but it has decor based on what plant you put in it. The arrow pot, though, because it's made out of diamond, it has not only the decor of 10 when it's made out of glass, but a decor of 10 plus 100% because it's made out of diamond. The problem is they hang here, which is fine with the crown molding here, except that you can't plant a plant in it with the crown molding there. So we need to actually deconstruct, unless they've changed this, maybe I should wait. We need to probably deconstruct that crown molding. And then furniture, see what else we can do. I probably will do a regular sculpting block, because the portrait canvas is too big. We could potentially do a landscape canvas if we didn't have the crown molding at all, which we could potentially get rid of. But this has a decor of 15, and this is a decor of 5. But you can fit 4 of these in the space, and it's got a shorter range, a 3-tile range too. But the space and stuff, these take up 3 spaces. These are 1 space each. So other than the range, this isn't that much better. And of course, we can boost the decor by using copper or gold amalgam, just like the granite boosts the decor on this. But I don't think we need to do that. I think we'll just do sculpting blocks made out of granite. That'll give us a little bit more boost here and here. Can you not make these? Okay, Don's coming to make them. Okay, so now we can plant a seed, not a briar seed, because those don't have any super decor. I think the buddy bud or the mirth leaf. I guess they all improve decor, don't they? It doesn't really matter then what we do. But I can't plant it because of the stupid crown molding, unfortunately. Which is, it's kind of a why game, but whatever. Oh, it's rocket time. Almost. Or it is, actually. The game paused. So the rocket has been detected by the scanner. The scanner outputs a green signal. The automation from the rocket itself is red because the rocket's not here. So that makes both of these green because of the NOT gate, and it hits our notifier. So now it's rocket time. The rocket is basically back. Detected at 0.2 cycles beforehand, which is perfect. And that's because of this scan quality. And so now I can unpause because I'm here. The gantry's opened. Automation. Oh, I didn't connect this up. There we go. This enabled the this OR gate to force these doors to remain open. And so now, even if the other scanners detect a meteor shower, this one will override these 4 doors. And Lana will be here in 0.1 cycles. And we can see how... I like that there's like actual like circuitry looking things on. Like this is animated here. Like these little things come out and make a connection with the plate to make it be, and it's an OR it is an OR gate, so that if either one of them is touching the circuit, then the green passes through. Whereas this one is an AND gate, so it's got this. It's got both of these have to be open in order for it to work. That's really cool that they've done this animation here on these gates, because I don't think that was in them before that update, Bonnie's automation pack. Base mission complete. That means Lana is back. Here she comes. So the rocket lands. The scanner detects that the rocket's no longer here, or is no longer not here, or whatever. Is no longer en route, I guess. It outputs a red signal, allows the gantries to return and allows these doors to close again if they are needed to close. So that works out really well. I'm impressed with myself. I mean, not in a braggish way, but just that I managed to figure it out. Because the automation in this game's not simple. I mean, it is true, like digital logic sort of configuration. So I'm pleased that I was able to figure that out, because if you remember in my last series, if you watched that one, I didn't have any of this automation. I did all this junk manually. So that's definitely a nice improvement to have. Let's go down here. We built these two. We deconstructed those. Let's put a Joya seed in here and maybe, I don't know, a Buddy Bud seed. As long as the temperature's not out of whack, which this is actually only 20-some degrees. Yeah, I'm hesitant to put a cooling loop in here because this isn't that hot. I mean, this gets up to 30, but these plants have a temperature range that they are acceptant of. Now it's the end of the cycle. I was going to delete these two. Oh, just a minor threat couldn't get in here, apparently. So he came across, if you saw, came across and came into the other entrance. Nice. So that's working as well because we have it set for vacancy only. Otherwise, he would come in and either just drop his suit on the ground or keep wearing it or whatever happens. I'm not sure what happens at that point. But that's nice. And here comes Future Boy doing the same thing. And so I will probably put in a tube, a transport tube that comes across and down somehow, maybe. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet with the transport tubes, but I will probably do that. The problem is finding some place to put in the drop-off point. I don't know what I'm going to do with that just yet. All right, so, and the reason I didn't delete these beds was because they are, of course, in use by Sydney Jr. and Nails. And we need our Buddy Bud seed here. But I'll delete those two. They'll take over these two beds. And actually, though, I could start building these two rooms. And that'll give me enough to clean out one of these rooms. And then I can convert some more of these rooms over to something other than... Or to the upgraded bedrooms, I should say. Okay, and then you can have this one. And then you can have this one. Big ones go there. And it will let me drag these across, I think, yeah. So I'm being careful with it so I don't have to delete them later. Alright, and they can build those, and then we can delete these. Let's do the higher priority on these, so we'll do them first. Why is the Buddy Bud... Okay, it was just maybe a temporary thing. 20 to 40. Yeah, we're at 22, so it's fine. Now I'll put a bed in here. And that'll be really good. Phasian is crafting masterpieces here. So once those are done, that'll be, what's that, 9 beds? So I can delete some of these. We had 7 here plus the 2, that's 9. That's perfect. And I can convert this over to being a bedroom. Well, let's actually look at it here. Room overlay. Instead of it being a barracks, it can now be a bedroom. Yeah, that's right. So that's really nice. And the decor in this room, well, in this one's more done, is gotta go to the decor overlay. Is really high. The insulated tiles are negative, but I mean we're looking at 120 throughout most of the thing. Only the last tile is less, and maybe some stuff up here against the ceiling might be a little bit less in the corners. But that decor being that high is really, really good for the dupe's happiness. And it looks like Sydney Jr. already claimed this bed, and Nails already claimed that bed. I can delete a few of these beds. We have one more to build, so I don't want to delete one of them. These get built yet? No, they haven't got built yet. Oh, the last one got built, so we can delete that too. then once those arrow pots are built, we can proceed. I am not. Oh, that's right. I don't want to. So, we now have the cargo rocket, and we only have one more bonus research to do. By the way, we got fullerene and isoresin from this one as well. During that last trip, we unlocked both of those composition amounts. Fullerene is always in trace amounts, but you only need trace amounts for anything you're going to do with it, so it's fine. And isoresin of 10% is actually really good. So what I'm going to do here is all of this stuff needs to change, but I'm not going to change it all. Let's deconstruct this, and we'll deconstruct that. And deconstructing it all would be a nightmare. Oh, you know what? Actually, I'm going to have to deconstruct it all. Doggone it. Because I need to put a gantry right here, and I can't do that. Or maybe I can do that. No, I can't do it because of this connection here. Dang it. Can I maybe just tweak this a little bit? Yes, I think I can. Let's delete some of these. Maybe if... no, not that. Not that. We'll just delete like that. I may have to move this. But maybe not. Okay, let's do another NOT gate right here. And then this can connect there. Rocketry, we need to have a solid fuel thruster. And I'm just going to leave one research module here. I need to adjust my calculations for that. And the reason I'm doing only one is because I don't think I have room for more than one. We'll do a cargo bay here. I need to remove some of this automation wire here. Connect those back up, connect that up. And then this one can just come up like this and into the command module whenever I get it built. And then I think if I take this out, I can put a gantry in right there. Barely. With the wires the way they are and everything. Let's go fast forward. As I mentioned in the last episode, you need the solid fuel thruster in order to move the cargo bay. Actually, hold on. Should I do the cargo bay with a different material? Rocketry cargo bay. So it has to be made out of 1,000 kilograms of steel. But we can make it also out of, or additionally out of, some form of rock. I don't know that it really matters. I mean, igneous would add overheat temperature, so would granite. I don't think it matters. Obsidian, the same. I'm just going to make it out of granite. That'll be fine. And we can build all those things. So that adds a ton of weight to, well, technically, I guess that's 2 tons of weight to the rocket itself, which is why you need the solid fuel thruster to boost you out of here. This needs to be 647. Oh, and I have stuff. Databanks, the strange brick. Yes, the strange brick. Can you tell what that strange brick is? And then there's the suit down there that needs to go back into the command module when it's time. Yes, I can do this. Okay, I didn't have to rebuild everything. Thank goodness. This is going to be now connected to that wire automatically. Great. This is going to just go up here like this. Great. And I think we're okay there. The cargo module, does that have any outputs? I don't think it does. No, the cargo module doesn't have any outputs. It's some of the later modules that do. I think the gas one has a gas output, and the liquid one has a liquid output. And then, of course, the fuel tanks that we're researching right now also have liquid inputs. Jump down here, maybe do some more digging. Yep, we can dig some more. Let's dig out this part here and those. We can delete those now that we've made it all the way up to the roof. New printables? What do we get? Curative tablets? We could do that. We have plenty of joy seeds, so I'm not going to jump at those. But, yeah, here we go. So I'm going to do maybe a different combination this time. Mirth Leaf and the Joyous Seed here. And then I'll do the Buddy Bud here and the Mirth Leaf here. And that should be good. Those are all 20 to 40 or 20 to 50. The temperature's all in here are in the 20s, so that's good. So I'm not going to do the cooling loop just yet. But that'll give me 9 really, really nice bedrooms. And then we can do the same here for a 10th bedroom. Like so. Delete this one and that one. Put in this one and that one. And then we'll transfer 3 of the beds from this room, which I really don't want them in that room anymore anyway, into there, and maybe we'll make this one another bedroom or something. It's probably good. I could have made some of these metal sculptures instead of the regular ones. That would have increased the quality of the room and the corners. I suppose I could have done that. I suppose I could still do that. You can always still do it, I guess. Okay, that got built. This we're still waiting on steel for. We're waiting on iron here for power for this gantry, which is fine. So far, this hasn't broken. And it's maintaining its temperature with the petroleum on the floor and the temp shift plate, so that's really good. Come on. I'm going to see if I can identify that. So I need to go up one more and then across to the middle. And that'll work out fine. I don't care about spaghetti much. Let's kick the priority up on that so that they get this stuff here quickly. Looks like Caledon, Don, or Ontario are bringing the supplies here. Or all of them? Maybe it's all of them. It was indeed all of them. And then somebody needs to come and build it, which is going to probably be Don. Maybe. Oh, Ontario's going to build it. Okay. And then we have stuff up here to build, of course. Isn't reachable, right? Because I need to put that ladder back in. It goes there. Because they can't make that hop. Oh, there is a conveyor receptacle. Okay. So, I do need to build a conveyor belt here. This, I think, is okay to make out of not steel. So I'm just going to make it out of iron ore. We want that to come across. Maybe down here. And I think I'll just, like, drop it right here. I think that's fine. Conveyor chute. Can also be iron ore. And I think that'll be fine. And that doesn't actually have to be done until this comes back, really. So this initial launch we could do without it. We're almost there on the steam front. We have one more of these doohickeys, I think, made. No, we didn't build the thing. We just built the little step for it. I don't know who's complaining, but complain later. Why are you saying it's rocket time? Oh, meteor shower. Right, it's changing. Right, okay. Unpause. Automation. Oh no. Oh no. Crap. Blow on the automation when the stuff's not all built. Oh no. Taking damage. Taking a lot of damage. Dang it. Oh well. Do those at a high repair. Those. Well, that I guess could be a high repair if it needs it. Okay. I think that's everything now. No, somebody else here has damage. Okay. I think it's the gantry. Yeah, it's a gantry. Okay. Command module. Command capsule. That's what it's called. Why do I always keep calling it a command module? Oh, because research module, maybe? I don't know. Look, I'm gonna repair that stuff soon. Hopefully. Ah, they just repaired the ladders already, so that's good. You don't need to build the conveyor rail, we need to build a command capsule. Okay, someone should come and get that suit wherever they took it and bring it here. I'm going to select the destination just so that that part is checked, even though it's out of reach. Do you have some more data banks to get to? Why is that out of reach? Doesn't make any sense. They should be able to get up here. Oh, they can't because of this stuff. Doggone. Doggone shovels. Alright, it's almost time to start harvesting those guys. There we go. Now we can do repairs. Ah, here's the strange brick and the atmosphere. They got blown way over here by one of the meteorites. So, yeah. We'll put that strange brick here, by the way. That'll be good. And then this now needs to detect... Why you know detect rocket? I don't understand why the rocket is not on your list. So someone can get a supply order here tomorrow morning, I guess. We also need to get this supplied up swiftly. There's 400 kilograms of oxalate in there. And some iron. We need some more iron. That looks like it's not allowed by schedule. This probably doesn't need to be a 9. I think a 7 is fine. And that's what's still keeping us from this being within range, is the iron that's used in the thruster here mixed with the oxalate to create the hot burn that we need to launch this thing. It's not rocket time, it's just meteor time. It's okay. But I still don't understand. Can we not get to this thing? We should be able to. They got the brick, so they should be able to get to it. There's nowhere for it to sweep to, but it needs to go here. But maybe these need to be extended first. Alright, disable this building. I should have done that earlier before I started editing the rocket. I need to remember that when I edit this rocket, I need to also disable the space scanner for it. There we go. Okay, so now they should be able to pick this thing up. And I see it's also white now. They should be able to pick that thing up and put it in here. Did we get the iron we need? We have not gotten it. Why have we not gotten the iron we need? There goes this Atmos suit. IT machinist is supplying iron. Excellent. Is that all of it now? It is. So it uses 400 kilograms of iron, 400 kilograms of oxalite, but we're making oxalite like crazy down here. Well, not like crazy because I noticed this also. There's very little oxygen actually coming up here because remember, it's only the overflow from the base. So the base has to be completely backed up, and the suits have to be completely backed up, where there's a lot backed up here, but they're obviously using it here, and they're still using it here too. So we have to be completely backed up in order to get any oxygen up there. So it's probably time to make another self-powered oxygen room, although this one probably won't be self-powered. It'll probably just be tied into the base power. But it may be time to make another one very soon. Because we don't need to have these separate anymore with all the solar powers we have and whatnot. Let's see, new printables. Don't need blossom seeds. I'm going to still reject them, even though this one... Oh, maybe I want to pick up Nisbet. Maybe I do. We have these extra beds, so let's pick up Nisbet. Printables. With the athletics and strength, the not caring what the food tastes like, being a night owl, so it's a separate shift, and being a pacifist is fine. So let's pick up Nisbet. Let's go into the skills. We also need to assign some points here. You can have this one. Nails can go into here and here. We'll put her in that one, or them in that one, I guess. Sydney Jr. can also do this and go into rocket piloting. Go ahead and do the same for Nails. Pedro could probably take something else, and I think we'll work him toward that as well. Calidorn, same, but he can probably take a couple of skills. Even going all the way there. That's risky. That's a lot of points. Because this is going to add... Although, no, he loves it, so it's fine. Give that to Calidorn. Hi-Fi Hedgehog. Kind of close. Don could take something else. We could put the research into him there. That's okay. Just a minor threat. There and there. The same as Don. Phasian, you're 10 points away. You could potentially get rocket piloting, but that's going to put you up at a +4. That's kind of scary right now. Gossman, I'll wait. Jessica could go here and here. Yeah, so we're going to actually get a lot of rocket pilots. I want to look at Onalana's. No, she's too close. Okay, never mind. IT Machinist. He can't ever go into space because he can't get these. Sorry, buddy. Ontario Gardner. He's a little too close. Kelsey's too close. Future Boy. I don't know that I want to go that close with that. And Catherine is too close as well. So we got a couple more possible or available rocket jocks here. I would like to be able to put some of them out here as well. Calidorn's a possible candidate for that, which will save 10%, cut 10% off of his travel time in space, so that three cycle journey now becomes 2.7, and subsequently all the other ones get shorter by the same percentage, of course. So that's an option for Calidorn and for Pedro too, once Pedro gets there. Actually, Pedro could take some more, I think. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, Pedro could even take this one because it's going to boost his morale too. So we have a lot more rocket jocks we can send now, which is good. Let's do Buddy Bud and I don't know, Joya Seed into those, and then priorities for Nisbet. Right now, just doing these 3 is fine. You'll obviously need to have other skills later. Or other priorities later, I guess. Who's overheating? Okay, good. It's not our valve in question. It's a different valve. So I think it's probably safe to say that I can do the same task with these valves, because this one is at 277. Yeah, so I definitely need to do the same task with these valves as I did with the other one. And so I may do those between this episode and the next one. What do we have here? No astronaut assigned is the only problem. Okay, so now who wants to go to space today? I think I will send Calidorn into space today, but he needs a new hat first. Let's, yeah, skills. Calidorn, you need to have a exosuit training? No. Ah, rocket piloting. And the same thing with Pedro. You guys can both have the rocket piloting hats, because hats are important. Lana, though, I want to keep on the astronomy hat. I think is the one she's wearing. Yeah. So, Calidorn is going to space today. He's on his way. And I need to reconnect this. You are still possibly broken. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and launch. So we are within range of this now. We have just enough. We can go 10,007.3 kilometers, and this is 10,000. So the raw amount of fuel was correct, which the calculator never lies, of course, and now you can go into space today. I don't know why this is not detecting that there's a rocket here, so I'm going to deconstruct and reconstruct it. But I think that's where we're going to end for today. We now have a... Yeah, that's a little bug there, display bug there. We now have a... wrong with... Oh no. No, it's not... I don't know why this melted. Shouldn't have melted unless it's made out of lead or something. But it looks like the copper... I think it should have been copper. I don't know why that melted. I mean, it is a lot hotter. The heat coming out of the booster is a lot hotter than the heat coming out of just the steam engine. But yeah, I shouldn't have broken that. Weird. Oh, it broke all of this. Okay, what does copper melt at? I'm going to check the wiki. We're not ending yet, sorry. Copper melts at 1357 Kelvin. Oh, iron melts at 1808 Kelvin. I guess I should have made those out of iron, not copper. Okay, I will do that after the episode. I will Why do you not know there's a rocket? That is weird. And this one's broken too because of the overheating, because it's not in the coolant either. Okay, so I will redo this all this wire here that's probably this tile or left to be iron, and then when we come back, Calidorn will be back, and we can or be coming back at least, and we can work on something new. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.